it could be a detriment to the side of Vitality. Look, I love a good Marco Polo any day. I have had the bad win rates, but I still win games. So
Yeah.
Ken, I love how you just got him back, man. And that was really good.
I have to. You have to make all your shots count.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sure.
I know that we are right over here just having fun, but the players are ready, and this is a very intense match. Game 3, whoever that wins this moving forward, and whoever that loses is going to have to still try to fight for their life at the lower bracket. I am Isaac Peña, Quinto, Holler. Take it, boys.
Thank you so much, Isaac. As we go into Game 3, of course, winner moves on in the upper bracket here. But, okay, look, Ken, we haven't really talked too much about just the compositions aside. Like, who are you giving the edge to in this draft?
I'm giving it to DMT. I think DMT is a very strong start to this game, but only because I've seen the movements of DMT. That first decision to help out the Nuwa in the mid lane, in comparison, Vitality 19 choose to help Zen instead. So I think the priorities are very different. But I think if you give the advantage to a Nuwa, he does much more than Zen as a Marco Polo.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if he's able to get that perfect little 5-man stun. I mean, look, Dominator Esports, like, none of them are really saying, like, they need to be grouping up. You know what I mean? Like, you have that, you definitely can work around it. You can kind of space yourself. Jurl and Ahem can be from afar. L can be even further back. So it might not be the greatest or the easiest Fever Barrage for Zan to hit. But you, again, if you're zoning them away, that means people can be isolated. So the potential is there for those kills.
And you know, one of the difficult things that is going to be experienced by Zan here is the fact that, look, there is a potential that DMT can kind of force him to burn out that Purify really quickly before he even gets the opportunity to use his ultimate Fever Barrage plus Purify.
Okay. All right, sorry, let's talk a little bit more about this Flowborn tank, right? Like, in terms of, like, when they group up, you have that all-in, that damage can really just hit, like, kind of hit home, and Team Vitality are going to look to group up, especially with this Deathball lineup. But what else about, you know, this Flowborn tank can TNX really utilize here?
I think it's just the amount of stuns he's able to get, right? That jump and slam, maximum of 3 different durations you're able to use it for. So TNX, they have plenty of control on the side of Dominator. And that's not the only form of control they have on DMT. They have so much control. Ahem has control, Joe has control, Guiyu has control as well. So 4 different members, and if you want to count L, I mean, you know, that simple combination S1, S2, or it does give you a little bit of CC. So Vitality, there's so many ways to stop Zen.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about the Mayan already, plus the Celestial Melody right on top of that, right? So you just, like, you can stun them for days. But it's going to come back to that damage, right? In terms of Ahem, is he able to kind of hit that point where he's able to kind of do that damage to burst them out? Because, you know, some of the side of Vitality, you got Tufts on this, this Fatih. It's not the easiest guy to take down. He has a lot of sustain. Plus, you have the Zancu on the Agudo. Kind of tough to kind of burn down.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about Tufts. As a Fatih, look, he's great, he's strong, but only way to get his hits down. And you can see, when he's not hitting people, he doesn't get the lifesteal. And this is where Joe on this Nuwa and Ahem is on his Lung is so effective. They can deal a massive amount of burst damage even before Tufts gets to touch them.
Yeah.
He might just die.
Yeah, that control is going to be key, right? Jurl just setting it up. I mean, in a way, he's kind of like a... not a poor man's Yixing, but a different style, kind of just controlling the map in that way. But forcing them out, letting them group up, which, you know, Team Vitality are going to want to do, could make it very easy for Guiyu and TNX to get those, like, wombo combos on.
What was that? I mean, Zen, I understand he wants to go in, but that's a wasted ultimate for a good duration.
Yeah, I mean, look, the 4 minutes. Look at the ambush, the potential, the creation. They find the pickoff, and TNX says, hello, I'm right here.
Yeah, X Factor activated for the side of DMT, and what a time to do it as well. 4-minute mark. This is going to be the first objective of the game, and TNX secures it for the side of DMT.
Yeah.
First blood actually goes to Joe, though.
Yeah, Jurl takes that away from TNX. But, I mean, they were both going in. They both set it up together, and it's just a matter of time. They have the lockdown. The furball is going to go in. Guiyu, not enough. They will chase him down, but if anything, they didn't actually get the pickoff.
They threw 2 big ultimates for the price of nothing at this point. Maybe a Azure Golem?
Yeah, the Azure Golem is looking to be taken away there. I believe Zancu takes that one for good measure, smites it, and it looks like, you know, Dominator Esports making some quick moves, and they're putting pressure on this mid T1 already.
Yep, and you know what? Zancu, at this point, doesn't really have a goal lead against TNX, and this is a bit concerning if you're a Vitality fan.
Yeah, not the greatest, and looks like Dominator Esports have really woken up, you know? They had a slow game one, TNX looking to go in, all in, that is, and he hits 3 on this one, but 19 gets a little bit low. The Destiny counter zoning them more than anything else. ZonQ is still sticking around, the furball on it too, and he gets back to safety though.
That could have been really beautiful, but Joe missed his annihilation. It could have been a really different story for the side of Vitality and DMT. But for now, right, Ahem, I think he's well versed in playing safer with the experience on game number 1 as well. They're taking a T1 on the bottom side. So this is where DMT can start to put more pressure and open up the map.
Yeah, opening it up. I mean, the bottom T2 is under siege. Team Vitality looking to rotate. They need space. Like, look, the net worth is tied, but you're losing map control, and that it turns into a net worth lead. So Dominator Esports playing well, especially in this early game.
Yes, and the fact that Ahem is practically left untouched in this game, I think it's a cause of concern for Vitality.
Yeah, cause of concern for sure, but you know, the Overlord's still up there. Zan might want to go, but he needs reinforcements. He finds it, and TNX just walks through it. A little tanky at this point, but level 10, slight advantage over ZonQ at this point.
Okay, so yes, he does have that 1 level advantage, but ZonQ does have Blood Rage as well. So it's kind of balanced out to a certain extent, but once again, this comes down to positioning, right? Do you have the information to be able to make a good decision? ZonQ, he knows to back off right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to use the Wild Growth just to slow them down. But the Azure Golem, it looks like Dominator Esports are sticking to their MO of taking away buffs, being aggressive, making ZonQ have to rotate around the movements of Dominator Esports, not trying to give up anything for free, and TNX smites it and gets on out.
Yep, and Gui just holding them, the 2 of them here. 19!
Oh, Kuyu with a solo. He's like, yeah, 1 versus 2. Yeah, I lose the tower, but I'm going to take you down, 19.
And this is one of the strengths of having a Mayin, right? Because she's able to sidestep a lot of stuff. She's so mobile, escapes a little bit of damage, but she offers a lot of damage back as well.
I mean, the burst is there, right? Just cycling those cooldowns. The skills are just way too much at this point. But now Team Vitality need to find ways to bounce back in this game. And look, we talked about this Agudo pick, and teams have definitely had success. Team Vitality is one of them, but they haven't really been able to utilize it. They haven't been able to really turn it into towers.
This is where the range factor comes in, right? As a Lung, as a Nuwa, you're able to deal damage without even be close. And I think ZonQ for now is kind of suffering from that. In fact, the entire Vitality is suffering from that.
Yeah, they're, again, just kind of sticking around. I mean, yes, they're trying to protect this mid T1, but they're just, like, not really farming across the map.
Nice
the Fever Barrage, they find Guyu, they get the pick, but he's looking to turn this around, and Zan survives. Okay, hold your horses. The Annihilation a little off the mark as well. Woo!
Yep, okay, so he proved me wrong. I was excited. I thought there was a turnaround at that point. But Gui gives his life. There's a bit of information. But Ahem, he's still healthy. They need to protect this Crimson Golem.
No, they need to keep it alive. Oh, TNX is looking to go all in on this one. Gets the pick up on the ZonQ. And it's an all-out retreat. Team Vitality trying to run the roaming gun. And 19 hooks on for that Heartlink. He does get back to safety. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the assault. The Infinite Vast is keeping Ahem alive, though.
Okay, beautiful play. I mean, Tufts, he has done a lot of work for the side of Team Vitality as well. Putting pressure, but hang on.
He's actually looking to just go with this. I mean, he's taking a lot of damage. The Fever Barrage right onto TNX. He found out, and TNX stuck around, gets picked off. Zan making a pay, wants to go for L, but here comes Tufts, finds Ahem who just showed up, and he gets slaughtered.
Yeah, don't be overconfident. That's the message coming in from the side of Vitality. You may have a lead, but you hang on, 19.
Emergence shows up. Gerald says surprise, and the rest of Team Vitality are like, oh my god, that was scary.
So is this overconfidence? I mean, look, they understood from game number 2. TNX likes to dive. We'll let him dive. And right now it's a 2,000 goal lead. A big swing going back to the side of Vitality.
But it wasn't really a dive. He was just sticking around. Like, at some point, you're like, hey, you got what you wanted. Why are you sticking around? There's really no fight here, especially when you're outnumbered. TNX, a little bit of a misplay, in my opinion.
True, I agree. And right now, the stats are not looking favorable to the side of DMT. Vitality have definitely come back. Zan, top of the table for top damage dealt.
Yeah, just a lot of damage. He's been able to, again, he's making this Marco Polo work. I mean, he's not a Marco Pillow, and he's a Marco Polo, and he's doing the damage.
Okay, you know, pillows hurt too if it's made from stone, but at this point, you know, the frigid charge coming in from Zan, this one is a big improvement.
Wait. The pillow made of stone? Are you speaking from experience here?
I watch a lot of shows.
Is it the Flintstones? Because I'm pretty sure that they have a pillow made of stone there.
Nonetheless, right? My point stays true, right? If you are hit with a pillow that's made of stone, it hurts.
Okay, okay. Well, obviously it would hurt. I'm not going to disagree with that one. But here's the Shadow Tyrant, first one of the game. Team Vitality, again, being aggressive. TNX does not want to give this up for free. He's going to go back into the lair. The Furball is on point, but TNX is getting aggressive. And he's going to be pushed back, but Guyu gets a little serious. He's got the whatever, but he dies first.
Yep, and this one is the same story. The pacing, nobody was online with him at the same point. That was a great catch by Guyu onto the sidelines of Vitality, but nobody was there to back him up.
Yeah, well, look, okay, you talk about the great catch, but he died. It's not really a great catch when you die and you didn't get anything in return.
Well, I think it was a good positioning, but this time DMT get caught.
Oh, 19, a little bit low. Tufts, the Furball is going to be moving forward. Tufts has to flash back. TNX needs to be careful. The Fridge Prison right on top of him. He's going to sidestep most of this. Ahead gets picked up. Neil finds the Annihilation on his ZQ, and he just walks away.
Yeah, even the emergence doesn't catch sight of him. This guy is just walking on thin ice at this point.
I mean, that was so very close, the way he was able to get that pickoff. But on a hem, finding him out, and somehow just getting that pickoff, what a great play.
Yeah, and Tufts now, because of his efforts, 8.9 thousand, the highest in gold. He has been making the waves for Vitality, coming in from the sides, getting the back lines. This is a performance worthy of winning the series, but can they do it?
Yeah, look at TNX. Gerald looking for the potential steal here. L spotting it out. Oh, ZQ takes the Tyrant. And now TNX, the Furball on him. They've got the Fever Barrage. They find him and they have the damage. And TNX is down for the count.
Beautiful teamwork. Neil stopping him with his ultimate, the freeze, making him unable to get the smite on time. TNX, not only was he delayed from the smite, he got caught out. And that combination coming from Zan, along with the help of ZanQ, look, enough damage. You don't have to kill them alone. This is a team game.
Yeah, team game here, but Zan doing a lot of heavy lifting, doing that damage, and ensuring that TNX is like, hey, you want to go? I'm going to bait you out, and I have that damage to burst you, so TNX cannot get away.
Yeah, this is a upgrade in performance. Vitality, they have sprung to life in the middle of this game.
Yeah, definitely, and this is the moment, the wild growth, the push in. This is going to be tough. It looks like they're going to back off on this point, but the top lane looks like Tufts wants to deal with Guyu.
Yep, it's going to be a 1v1 ego battle.
He's going to get a little serious. Guyu has to flash. He's going to be so fast, cartwheel, but the angle of retreat, they're not going to cut him off. They're going to go for the Azure Golem, play for the late game more than anything else, but TNX does smite it.
Yep, objective gaming. And so right now, we are at the close to the 13-minute mark. Shadow Overlord available for the taking.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge moment. If Team Vitality are able to pick this one up, I mean, they already have like almost a 5K net worth lead. Dominator Esports on the receiving end, very defensive and not able to kind of find ways to come back in.
Yep, look, it's all about the belief for the side of Team Vitality, right? They have seen the opening, they've seen the chance, and you know, you have to make full use of it. TNX, once again, in the eyes of Vitality, and there's a lot of information that Vitality can work with.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to start the Overlord here. TNX is still up in front, finds 19 if anything. Looks like the call to be made is going to be to retreat. They do not want to take this out. The 50-50 is too close at this stage, but they're going to put a little bit of pressure on the lanes before they do anything.
They have to be careful, right? The T2 on the mid for the side of Dominator, it's looking a bit low. I think they can kind of steal and force their way in, actually.
Yeah, but they don't need to force anything out. Guyu was putting pressure, he was split pushing in that top lane, and it looks like Tufts has kind of rotated to do a little housekeeping in that sense. But this is the big thing. Team Vitality are in the lead. They need to be dictating the pace of what happens in this next team fight.
Yep. At the same time, he's working on the Crimson Golem, does have the Crimson buff now. Maybe that will change the fight for them against Vitality.
But look at where they are. Dominator Esports, this is a tough area. Very tight corners. The alleyways are not going to be great. Perfectly for, placed for Zan if he wants to go with that Fever Barrage. Tough doing some serious damage. Finds Guyu, not able to get away. The Fever Barrage just on top just to secure it. But with one member down, there's no way Dominator Esports can contest.
Oh, that was close. Did not make it. They actually delayed it. Zan oh,
the
too
double.
late. And so Vitality, they secure what may be a crucial winning moment for themselves.
Yeah, that was actually super smart, right? They had no vision of it. They tried to go for that annihilation play. They actually slowed the pace of taking it down. They actually had to make him use the secondary one. But look at that damage.
Yep, Joe now at the top of the table. But like we said, so what if you can do so much damage? You need to finish the job.
Yeah, and look, we were talking about earlier about how KDA is not important. I think damage, to a certain extent, is very similar, even more so than KDA, in my opinion, where damage is not the be-all, end-all, especially when you're losing in a game like this.
Yep, so like I said, KDA is not important.
Okay, well, KDA is, okay, like the deaths that you have when we play together, like 17 in one game, that's a lot, bro.
Okay, all right, I'll hold off because look, the KDA on the side of Vitality is looking good. But in any case, look, Zankyu, he's gonna try and force their way in, open a path for the team of Vitality.
Look at how Tufts just burn that mid T3 down, instantly gone, right? Team Vitality right now, just so aggressive and have this huge lead that they're able to burst it down. Dominator Esports really have no answers for this all 3-lane assault.
And that's not the end of it. Look at that, the Shadow Overlord on the top side, flying down as well. 7,000 behind, a barren opening at the side. T3 in the mid, exposed Vitality. Everything speaks about ending the game right here, right now.
Oh my gosh, they're looking to take this one down. The top T3, it's a gaping wound. The bottom one is still standing, so there's at least a glimmer of hope. But if you're a Dominator Esports fans, this has been a tough one.
Okay, L just changed his item to the Howling Wind. They want to go for the win here.
Oh, this is the play. They're going to go for this one. TNX tries to go all in, is not able to find anything. 19 just kind of bounces off of him. That's the counter. They find Jurl on the back line. The infinite fastness on back. Ahem will try to stay alive, but Neil has to go goal in. TNX is going to go in. Ahem gets the pick off on the Tough, so that's something. It's a 1-for-1 thus far.
Oh, the Clash laners in this game are making so much difference, right? Guiri actually pulled them away, and this allowed DMT to find an opening onto the frontliners on the side of Team Vitality. So they saved the game for a little bit, but is it enough? I don't think it's enough just yet.
I mean, look, with 2 members down from Dominator Esports, Team Vitality right now are going to potentially just take this free Shadow Tyrant, but they want to bait it out. They want to see what L does here, but it looks like without, you know, I don't think they're going to force this one.
Okay, Neil just needs to make it on time. He can stop this steal from TNX.
Yeah, L and TNX on the side. Zahn just, again, just zoning. You need that space. TNX is looking for that jump. He's been spotted out. They get the connection. The Tyrant has still not been taken in, and it looks like TNX is in the wrong spot. He can't really jump back in. This has got to be super careful. TNX wants that jump. Oh, but the steal with the annihilation. Gerald gets the pick from downtown.
And this one is a big one. Yes, damage does matter. Jill steals it away. He buys a lifeline for the side of DMT, and Dominator will not give up.
Oh my gosh, that was so close. That could have been game, just being able to close that one out, but he's just like, not just yet. Dominator Esports still have a small glimmer of hope.
I guess you could say he said, ahem, there's still a chance.
Okay, all right, we're just going to let that one go. I'm just not going to say anything. Okay, we're going to keep on. But, no, you're right, you're right. I mean, like, Koff gets the kill. I mean, just what are you going to do? I mean, that was just such an amazing play by Ahem. But now it looks like TNX has to back off. They will be fine.
Okay, but exactly how much time have you bought? So, look, the buff only lasts for another 38 seconds, and I don't think Vitality are going to open up the map and allow them to just catch them off guard, right? So, DMT, I think they did well, but they need to do more.
Yeah, they need to do more. TNX now going a little bit ham, just trying to go aggressive, forcing them back more than anything else. Look, we're 90 seconds away from a Tempest Dragon. Could that be an opportunity for Dominator Esports to get back in this one?
I think both teams will go for that.
Oh, he's going to look to go all in. TNX is still up in front, taking a lot of damage. Needs to be careful. The rest of Dominator Esports, they find Zanq. They get the pick off Ahem with that play, and that's going to open things up for the Overlord. Yeah, you have the buff, the debuff on you, but this is just a matter of time. It seems like Dominator Esports, step by step, slowly getting back in this game.
Yep, things were slipping out of hand. The fact that Zanq has now been taken down, okay, he will be back for that Tempest Dragon, guaranteed. But now 1 minute away, how much structural damage can DMT do? They need to take and get rid of this T1 because there is too much vision available for Vitality.
I mean, there's some gaping holes, the mid and the top lane. You need to force this out. That mid T1 is key at this stage.
Okay, they use that Shadow Overlord to clear the bottom side of the wave and maybe look for a gap on the top side of the map. DMT, if they can get this, they can even some things out.
Yeah, I mean, but this pressure is going to be great. They need to take this top T3 to kind of just equalize in that top lane. You don't want super minions going, especially when that Tempest Dragon is there. TNX is actually dashing back. The Infinite Vast is on back. It looks like that's going to be the end of things. But again, a big disengage. They weren't able to take that top T3 though.
TNX is prepping for something. He's looking for an opening onto the side of Vitality. Now, VIT, they have to kind of settle this T2. Does not make it. It will fall. But here comes the Tempest Dragon. This is going to be the final showdown between the two teams.
It couldn't have been any better at this stage, right? We knew that these two teams were going to go the extent, and they were going to go to a game 3. We were going to be here. But a Tempest Dragon, the second one of the day, excuse me, and the Tempest Dragon, this is going to be key because it's like, how does Dominator Esport, even with this somewhat, lackluster net worth, down about 3K, which is like awfully nothing at this point, but they can put pressure on elsewhere to take this Tempest.
That's the thing. With a Tempest Dragon, there is no excuse.
Exactly. No
you win, you win. You lose, right? So at this point, Tempest Dragon is a monumental achievement for both teams. They need to play it safe.
Need to play it safe, but Guyu is going to put pressure on that top T1, or the top T3. Over they're going, they find L. The pickoff has already been there. The TNX is going to have to Blood Rage. The Infinite Vast is on back, and they've been caught out. Guyu was not even in the fight. TNX gets picked. The Annihilation onto 3, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Guyu has to recall. They have to go back for the top T3 from Vitality's under siege.
Yep, with L dead, there is no refresh coming in for the side of Joe. There is no potential steal unless, I don't know, what kind of miracle can you cook up? There is no way DMT are going to lose it.
I mean, they're going to try. They're going to do what they can at this point. I think that they're not going to actually even contest. There's no way, right? TNX is down for the count. That's pretty much it for Team Vitality. With this Tempest Dragon buff, they're going to look to close out this game. Oh! Okay. All right, not this time. Churl, you're giving me a heart attack. I can't really help it, but that was super close yet again. But it got picked up by ZonQ. Woo!
Okay, so there was no twist of fate here. There is no change in the storyline. It is going to be Vitality. They put the pressure. They have the Tempest Dragon. They have the Tempest buff. These are lightning charges that deal percentage damage. And when the Tempest Dragons touch your turrets, they will disable the crystal. They will disable your towers. It will not defend.
All right, the moment is here. The final moments of this game. The potential way for Team Vitality to not only strike back in Game 3, but get revenge from the IKL, where they were the 3rd place team to the 2nd place Dominator here.
Yeah, reinvent themselves, and they are jumping in tufts.
Oh, they're going into Furball. They find TNX, who's actually looking to kind of stick around here a little bit low, but TNX, that Sage's Sanctuary, Guyu looking to make them play. The emergence on board. The Sage's Sanctuary even used in return by Tufts, but the Infinite Fastness, they need to go all in. He wants to go. Hem is going to be Sage's Sanctuary for him. Neilness is going to be using his, and there's just so many at this point, and 19 so low, and Guyu gets picked off. They've got 3 members down, and Team Vitality are looking to go as they take down a Hem, and they take the base.
Welcome to a new history. It is Vitality. They take this series 2-1 in a very convincing fashion. What a performance.
What a performance indeed. Team Vitality.